Well, it's been a long time since Samuel Stearns made his way in the MCU, but now we have our first look at the leader returning in Captain America Brave New World, and honestly, I kind of like what they've done with him. Let's check out the new promotional art and what this means going down the road. Because this movie is behind, we're about ready to find out a lot. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and ring that bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC content, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, as many of you know, Captain America Brave New World was supposed to drop in theaters this year. But thankfully, the WGA and the SAG strikes happened and the movie was pushed into 2025, giving it time for some massive reshoots and reworking, which recently has been good for Marvel. Now, these reshoots are expected to last most of the summer, and we are hearing they are completely ditching the Serpent Society and reshaping many of the movie's action sequences, suggesting it probably didn't do very well in test screenings. The Captain America franchise has set a high bar, so I do appreciate some quality controls around the action scenes. Quite honestly, the elevator scene and the fight with the Winter Soldier are still at the top of the list, and they definitely want to break down that threshold doing a new Captain America. Now, one thing we are hearing though is we'll see this Captain America fending off Harrison Ford's Red Hulk, but we are also expecting to see the return of Samuel Stearns. Now, the character, played by Tim Blake Nelson, was introduced 16 years ago in The Incredible Hulk, and we haven't seen anything of the character since. Now, we know he's going to return in this movie, and we've all been wondering how he's transformed since the previous film. And now we know thanks to some promotional art. I have to say, the transformation isn't quite as dramatic as expected, but his head is definitely enlarged and he's sporting the classic comic book goatee and hair. Now, sadly, based on this image, it's hard to tell how green his skin is, but it seems like at best it might be a fairly light shade of the color. Now, the villain also appears to be wearing a suit of some sort, most of which is covered up, so those details are also a little bit hard to figure out. Now, the image itself is tinged with green, suggesting the whole gamma aspect of the character, and honestly, given his place in the comics and him returning here, I'm super excited about the leader finally coming to life in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I fully believe he will definitely be the catalyst that helps Harrison Ford achieve that Red Hulk status, and I also expect him to escape at the end of the movie, continuing on in the Marvel Universe and being an ongoing antagonist for other heroes, hopefully Mark Ruffalo's Hulk at some point. Now, what's interesting is, this movie was delayed, and we're going to start seeing a lot of information in the form of promotional and merchandise art. Typically, these merchandise deals are written in stone, and if the movie gets delayed, as many of you know, the merch continues to leak out. So we should be getting a lot of details and visuals on Captain America Brave New World in the next couple of months. Hopefully, Marvel knocks this one out of the park. I'm glad they're reworking it and giving them some time to get it right. Sam Wilson's first outing as Captain America needs to be near perfect. People love Chris Evans and Steve Rogers. It's such a high bar, and hopefully the leader helps push him past the finish line.